school?
They sent me home. Measles.
It's either measles or a strange case of red freckles.
You have got a temperature.
They told me 101.1. What's the record?
Never mind.
Oh, are you sure it's the measles?
Well, he certainly got all the symptoms. A slight temperature, a lot of dots, and a great big smile.
A great big smile.
No school for a few days.
Say hello to my dotted son for me. Tell him I'll bring him some comic books and I'll see you later, dear.
Okay, honey, bye.
Boy, this is the life, isn't it?
Yeah. If you have to get sick, you sure can't beat the measles.
That's right. No medicine.
Inside or out? Like shots, I mean.
Don't even mention shots.
Yeah.
Dad says I should go to school.
7 students confirmed with measles, 4 others possible.
How? They had to have been vaccinated.
These moms never vaccinated their kids and lied about it. Vaccines are harmful.
You are endangering the health of every child in this city.
Liv, Noah's turning blue.
Call 911.
All new SVU next Wednesday at 9 Central.
More of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. If we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic. There will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic.
Reducing population growth, that's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us.
Hey, Shalom. Want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching in enduring truth and sincerity. This is Ra'ab Amah for the Nebraska camp. This is GMS, any push to the mark. Any Fort Nebraska as well. Man. Seeing post-production, I don't get clipped because it got Gil Bates up in there speaking about, these vaccines. And man, especially with the measles, man, I remember, them pushing it on and heavy with my daughter when she was young, here's a measles outbreak, you really should consider it. It's like, nah, man, no. Okay. Along with vaccination shots, all kind of things, vaccination shots. Hope I don't get clipped with it, because this is, matter of fact, this medical misinformation attack, and they're just purposely trying to, it's an indirect way of omitting the truth. Okay. But in this particular verse, this audio that I put in post-production, this is more of a double tongue. All right. So we're going to get, get some scriptures on that. It says, it's like here. So we're going to go into the book of Sirach. Okay. Hey, it's like here. Chapter 28, verse 13. It says, curse the whisperer and the double-tongued, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. Okay. And it says, a backbiting tongue has disquieted many and driveth them from nation to nation. Strong cities have to pull down and overthrown the houses of great men. And the power of the tongue is very potent. And it is method of destruction, man, because, in this video at one point, when we were young, it's the same darn disease, man. It's the same illness and sickness, and they're treating it as like, oh, this is the apocalyptic age, and it'll be over with for you if you get the measles, But this proves that the wiles of the devil is working, because ultimately it ain't the measles, it's not the kids. Because in one light, in the first one, is really how they view it. All right. But when they want to get you going and want to get you to do something, they'll flip that script and start, yanking that chain, your emotional chain, man. And the kids is the first thing they go for. All right. And this is not just measles, but it's been happening with everything, with the 2020 pandemic, with, tracking, with the tracking, they'll sit there and, kids was getting kidnapped. I'm not encouraging it or advocating it, but the point is that this been what's happening. Kids been getting snatched up and whatever, but they'll use that as now in today's time, and they'll use propaganda, okay, because that's the main force of this sorcery, okay. So when we go into Isaiah or Jeremiah 30:15, it says, "Why criest thou for thine affliction?" It ain't the one. Isaiah. Isaiah 47:12. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If thou be if so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail." And the Lord is using sarcasm because this sorcery ain't gonna work. There's no enchantment against Jacob, through the Holy Spirit that'll direct us, the scriptures that'll direct us, and because Esau come up with these lies, man, and he's very inconsistent. The common denominator is pretty much what they want you to do. Like, don't bother us, man. Take care of your own kids. You know what I'm saying? But then when there's a benefit through their propaganda and their Prussian programming, now, indoctrinating and controlling the kids from the youth up has changed, okay, and became more of a prevalent thing, all right, as well as, them finding out through the medical field, you can make money through this, man, because they, just like chicken pox, man, we just get it and that was it. Get it, sit your ass down, and even when I was young, man, hey, parents used to take their kids over to be around the kids so he can get chickenpox so he don't have to get them. That was a actual strategy, man. But now you'll hear about it act like it's a bubonic plague. Okay? And then on top of that, I ain't gonna go all into it because they'll hit me. You know what I'm saying? But this is tactics like this ain't nothing but the wiles of the devil. This is proof, okay, that they really don't care about people. They care about kids. Then there'll be way more funding to schooling and everything. Proper funding. All right. The daycare services wouldn't be nearly expensive. You wouldn't need a daycare service because you wouldn't be charging so much for two people to be, so they don't have no true intentions for no children. All right. That's all a money grab. And indoctrination and injecting the poison inside kids to have them properly fitted for whatever technology they have in the future before them. Okay, breaking down the immune system, your thought process, ADHD, cancer, all kind of things. On top of them diagnosing your kids, forcing them to sit in classrooms and sit down with all that energy souped up, giving them high fructose fattening foods and wanting them to sit down. And then when they start jumping around and acting about, you want to classify them as ADHD and throw them away out of society. Okay, because that's all it is just a public shame, and it caps you off from achieving. And the only way you can get far in this society is that you go along with their program. Sit down, talk like this, act like this, and if you don't act like this, I'm going to diagnose you with something. Because here it is, you got these alphabet groups, they're schizophrenic, man. But they're based off the scientists now, all right? And that's the thing, science falsely so-called, okay, is destroying our people, okay? And that's the thing, is that Esau's science and his knowledge is all rooted in wickedness in the flesh, okay? First Timothy 6:20 says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust." Okay, which is these scriptures, the way of the Lord. All right. Avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Okay. And it says in NLT, it says, Timothy, guard what the Most High has entrusted to you. And that's these scriptures. Okay. Male and female. He called these them, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all in the scriptures, right? And we're supposed to trust in that, all right? Avoid godless, foolish discussions with those who oppose you with their so-called knowledge. Now, we're talking about measles, but then we're not specifically talking about measles. We're talking about the supplanting and the wiles of the devil and his trickery and how we use kids to get you to go, you know, but then they'll start getting scientific in their explanation and explaining why it is okay to do that. Well, you know, there's cases where kids have died, or and they'll do that type of stuff. Same thing with the alphabet thing. Same thing with voting. Same thing with a bunch of stuff, man. They'll start pulling and yanking on your chains, and you know, elections will show you how much debauchery and lies and what'd you call that, for fallacy, you know, that's being pushed through this devil, man. Okay, that's why it says don't trust the wicked as an iron rustler. So don't trust thy enemies as iron rustler, so of his wickedness. Our people are quick to give credence to Esau for anything that he does that is kind or cool. Okay, because it's a slave mentality. And Jake be quick to say, oh, I don't believe the slave Bible is a slave book and all that. But y'all sit here and swing from Esau's ding dong with anything that he says science says. You know, y'all are rushed to school and believe in the books of the so-called Edomite that had no good intentions for you for no good reason. Ain't like we got, like the Lord punished us for our sins. Esau's punished us because we Israelites. All right? He's punished us because of complex that he feel like he's the better human being out of everybody on planet Earth. But then the quagmire is, the thing is that you think you being a good human being is accepting him when he don't like no human beings. That is stupid. But the real thing is that Jake wants to adhere to power. They don't care. All right? And that's why they'll fall for the wiles of the devil, such as propaganda like these, man. You know? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. Just exposing the propaganda of Esau, man. With that being said, I give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash, double honest apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Shalom.